Let's talk about the candidate a bit more. So we have an executive who desperately wants to be seen, as you put it, as a must-see candidate.
Hmm.
Now, clearly, there's a lot of what you described, Joel, that executive does not control. Let's talk about what they do control. If you want to, in other words, be seen as a must-be-seen candidate,
Yeah.
what do you need to do in this marketplace, differentiate and be seen for having all the right stuff for a particular organization?
Well, most candidates present themselves by wanting to tell their life story. And unfortunately, most interviewers for corporations ask the fundamental question, tell me about yourself. Well, I think in telling you about yourself, if you ever get that question, the smartest thing the candidate can do is pick three important themes in their career where they developed an outcome, okay, a tangible outcome that helped that company through the alignments that we talked about. Because those alignments, the structure on one side, up to value and priorities, the culture on the other side, of how you moved an organization, how you moved the needle. Okay. That's what they want to hear. Those are the kind of candidates that they want to see. Whether you're talking about a financial officer, you're talking about an operations person, a supply chain leader, an IT leader. It matters less about the role, but about moving, showing you can move the needle. Because the predictive ability to say the future is going to be look like this, we all know that that's a fallacy. But we need to have people who are lifelong learners, who've shown they could jump into things and get a result, even if they weren't experts in it. And that's what our clients are seeking.
Mhm.
Okay, so candidates, if they could present themselves that way, Tony, that they are problem solvers, they understand and are sensitive to cultural transformations the same way they're transforming in a business sense. Those two linkages are really, if candidates can present themselves that way, they're going to have a better chance of landing the role. Now, the question then is, will the interviewer appreciate that that's what you're doing? Well, not everybody will. But if you want to be a transformational leader that everybody talks about, find companies that will appreciate that. Because otherwise, you're just kind of, you're a plug and play, you're sitting in the hole, and that's your job.
Mhm.
Fewer and fewer companies want that. I can tell you the private equity firms want the transformative. I can tell you the corporations want the transformative, but the bureaucracies, the mid-level bureaucracies, push back against it. Not in our swim lane, not invented here. Why should we do it? There's still a lot of that there. Family businesses are somewhere in between, depending on if a family member's running it or they have other people running it with their interests. So that's what we're faced with right now. But that would be my advice, is just how you frame your experiences, and don't get caught up. Don't get caught up in talking about, you were the most popular kid in the third grade, and start there. Get right to your themes, be very specific, and think about it. It's not an elevator pitch, but think about exactly how it's going to be received. Know something about that company and know what it's going through. Okay. If you know what it's going through, you can tailor your themes to that conversation, to that leader, to where you can really be helpful. And they could say, we could see this person being on our team. We could see this person as being more than just adding a human. It's adding real value. And that's the bottom line. How do we add real value as these two parallel universes between culture on one hand and deliverables, if you will, uh, on priorities? If you can play in that game, you'll be in demand, because that's where the short supply is of executives.
Absolutely. What a perfect nugget you just served our audience. Thank you for that.